this in. Oh, actually, I want to check too my team affinity for the Mariners. I don't think I've checked that to end it. I want to see where I am with the Tigers too before I start. Oh, I'm gonna hit level 1 gold probably during this run too. So I got the Mariners up to 32%. I got 62 out of 70. I got Justin Dunn. I got the Kyle Seager card. Nice. So I don't know why my Rangers one is so much higher than every other team. Where's the Rangers? There, yeah, 42%. I've only done their March to October. I don't get it. Regardless, so where are the Tigers? There are the Tigers, 12%. So I'm at 24 for the Tigers. So I'm coming up on getting this Alex Fadu? I don't know how to say his last name, but that card. Look at the nameplate. Tiger Growl, Affinity Packs, and then Matthew Boyd. Okay. Daz Cameron seems to be their #1 prospect. Al Kaline is their #1 face of the franchise. Interested to see what that card is going to be. Looks like another face of the franchise, though. Or, no, because Daz is like that, too. Either way, we're on to the Tigers. So I'm starting. I want to track this again. I'm at 24%. And I'm going to do March to October beginner, which would give me, assuming I win everything and get the highest points for each thing, 30 points, which would put me at 54. Which would give me enough to get Matthew Boyd, and that's it. Assuming that's how that works, but I don't get why. Oh, I think I get how the stage thing works now. Is that where stage 2 starts? And then that's where stage 3? I don't know. I don't understand the stage thing and how it works with March to October. Whatever. I'm gonna pay it no mind. I'm just gonna get things started here. Start new. Detroit Tigers, the 28th ranked team, finished 47 and 114 last year, which I believe was the worst record in baseball. 28th in contact, 25th in power, 30th in pitching, 24th in defense, and 18th in speed. So this is the worst team pitching-wise. 5th in the AL Central last year, a 240 team average, and a 5.24 team ERA last year. Being on beginner mode, I'm hoping that Matthew Boyd and Michael Fulmer shine. Joe Jimenez shines. Definitely going to need some bullpen pieces. As much as I don't like trading, I'm going to trade for bullpen pieces. They're only projected to win 70 games this year, it looks like, in a full 162 season. Miguel Cabrera on beginner should be fun, and a few other bats. I can't remember much off the top of my head, so let's get it started. Wrong way. Beginner.
For the Detroit Tigers, 2019 bore a striking similarity to 2018. A stronger than expected start, a crippling losing streak, an irreversible tailspin. Plucking positives from a 114-loss season is never easy, but Detroit did see better than expected performances from a trio of 20-something starters, led by Matthew Boyd and his 238 strikeouts. On offense, youngsters like Kristen Stewart, Willie Castro, and Nico Goodrum will need to step up. Detroit has fallen from 86 wins to just 47 in 4 years. Is 2020 the year they start to reverse the trend?
It's nice to see that sometimes these guys can still fun. So let's look at this lineup. Maben, Goodrum, Cabrera, Crone, Scope. Jonathan Scope's back in Detroit? Or was he in Detroit already? Either way, Jonathan Scope, Candelario, Stuart Romine, Jacoby Jones. All right. I think I can have fun with that lineup. I'm hoping. It's a mainly right-handed lineup, only one lefty, 2 switch hitters.
Well, the Detroit Tigers are on the road.
Let's see what we got here on opening day in Cleveland.
Oh, welcome to those of you
Hey, we're scoreless, so that means we haven't given up any runs, even though they have 8 hits.
Into the box, Jacoby Jones.
This game is
Oh, and this is
We only
hit
have
high
2.
and deep
Make it
out
3.
to left.
And now we have
Onto
the lead.
home run porch and gone.
The boy Jacoby Jones. Oh my God, what was up with his eyes? Was that just me, or was his eyes really fucked up there? Let me go back and look at that. Hold on. I'm going back to look at that. His eyes were very wide open and kind of white, and he was like intently staring up into the bleachers above the third baseline.
The right fielder,
That's what I
number
gathered from
4,
that.
Cameron Maben.
Wow, they still got. I feel like that's old Cameron Maben picture. I know he was in Detroit before. I'm pretty sure. Damn. He's actually not that bad of a hitter, surprisingly. At this stage in his career, I know he's been around for a while. I believe he's been around for a while.
He got on top of one and was a ground out victim
Damn.
last time. Here is a ground ball now for the shortstop to the right of second. Throw in time at first for round number 2.
The batter, the
And that'll
designated
bring
hitter,
up the veteran Miguel
Miguel
Cabrera. 0 for 2
Cabrera.
here to start the afternoon. Here comes the first pitch. Hit out towards second.
Get through the hole, nice.
A dive, but he can't get it. It's through into the outfield.
I want to do well with Cabrera for his legacy's sake.
Now batting.
Single and
The
maybe
first
now they
baseman.
can start getting some traffic on the bases.
Throw.
Absolutely.
Cron can get done against righties, but not lefties, I believe, correct?
You want to drive
Let's
that
look
pitch
at that,
count up
but-
and get into that bullpen, but sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures.
Ooh.
Swing and a miss, but he's right on here. 1 strike. Well, you don't need us to tell you. It's really starting to come down out there. I
Kinda
can't
recognize that stance
imagine
from
the
somewhere, but I
umpires
think
will
it's
let
just
this
his.
go too much longer if it doesn't ease up.
Oh,
Damn.
you could say that again, Matt. It's raining cats and dogs out there. Make sure you don't step.
See, I feel like Cabrera with
And
his
he'll
0
get there
speed
in
is running
plenty
better
of
than
time to
Robinson
put this
Cano
one
does
away.
with his like 13 speed. That's just me.
Ready to go
Alright, I'm
for
gonna
the
stick
last
with
half of the
Boyd
inning.
for
And
now
here's
for the
Franmil
rain.
Reyes stepping in.
And he's got a shutout going.
Hitter.
Although Franmil Reyes is a very tough bat
Through
for
the
me.
fastball.
Hell, you know you've got it working on the mound when they're swinging right through it. Even when you're putting it right down the middle of the strike zone.
Nice.
It's not the greatest of game plans, though.
And there's one away.
I know, because he's given up 8 hits.
Up next
The umpires
is
are definitely
Into
going to call it
the
at some
box
point.
now.
I know that's going to happen.
Come and
No hits
go.
to this point.
I'd be
And
shocked if
shut
it
Pitch
did.
in there for the first strike.
Expect the guy on the mound to keep attacking the zone. He wants a quick
Ooh.
inning, so he
No
won't be
ball,
nibbling.
2
Get
strikes.
fooled,
No
nerd.
runs, 8 hits. No errors to this point for the Indians. Hit on the ground is short. And there
He
are
got a
2
laser for an arm over there at short.
The right fielder, number 8.
Digging in,
Rifling those
Jordan
balls.
Jordan.
Lifetime numbers against
Blue
Matt
flow.
Boyd. He's 4 for 11. He's also hit a couple of home runs against him. Clearly fooled
No
there
ball,
on the
2
slider.
strikes.
Who's up in the bullpen?
That
Carson
front door
Fulmer?
slider
No, I'm thinking
is
of
a
Michael
devastating
Fulmer.
pitch. By the time you realize it's in the zone, it's too late. You can't even put a good
I
swing
guess
on
I'll
it.
sit him down and warm up. I have one person in this bullpen higher than 70, and it's 71 Joe Jimenez. Oh my god. That's all I'm going to prioritize for trading then is bullpen arms. Maybe a starter, but...
And he struck him out.
Oh, I mean,
Eighth
it's
punch
actually
out of the
depends, because I am
ballgame,
playing on
and that
beginner.
one ends the inning. Indians.
So maybe it won't matter all that much, but...
That'll bring up Jonathan Scope. He'll start the 7th, and Dan, as a former
Leading off
pitcher
for
yourself,
Detroit,
you must be enjoying
the
this.
second
Lots
baseman,
of good pitching and
Jonathan
defense today.
Oh, that's
Go.
one of the keys. We're seeing a lot of strikes. We're seeing a lot of
Had a boy
Swing and
Scope.
drive
Get
to
up
center
ball.
field.
Nah,
That
it's
one's
not
got
going.
a chance.
Oh, it is. Had a boy
Outta
Scope.
here to the
Dead
deepest
center.
part of the yard.
That's nice.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power
That was
hitter
just
in
like
the
a
league
perfect home
knows
run, other
you
than the
gotta
fact that it
start
wasn't
with
in
the
a doubt or
numero
dead
uno,
center.
number one.
Good
You
arc,
gotta
but not
get
too
behind the
high.
meter and adjust
Good
to
distance, but not
everything
too
else.
far.
He did just that.
I was expecting a little bit better from
Now batting.
Candelario. Look at 23
The third
degree
baseman.
launch angle, 108 velocity.
Jamer
Candelario.
Candelario. Big swing, but he just gets a piece of it. Strike one. 0 for 2 from him so far in this
I thought
one.
Candelario was supposed to be a bit better power hitter than this. Maybe that was a couple of years ago when he still had potential.
Swung on, and this
If I power
one's
swung that,
driven
that's
in
probably
the air
gone.
as well.
Otherwise, that's
To
caught.
deep right field.
Oh, he didn't catch it.
And that one
Ground rule
skips
double.
up over the wall for a ground rule double.
Christian Stewart.
Now batting. Number 14.
Well, he hit that one pretty well all the way out to the warning
like his
track, and
stance changed.
clearly there's some hard dirt out there because that ball bounced right over the wall for a ground rule double.
How's Mercado's arm?
Mercado patrolling center makes the play, 1 out.
I could have tagged up on that. Oh well.
So
Now
coming
batting.
to the plate,
Catcher.
Austin Romine.
Romine's got a little bit of
comes
pop
in
to him, I
0 for
believe.
2 thus far.
Look at the beard in that picture compared to the non-beard he has in game. It's kind of weird.
First pitch on its way.
Beard's
Good
weird.
deception on the
the count.
slider there as he's way out in front. Candelario leads off second with one gun in the inning. Rounded down the third baseline, but this will get foul for strike 2.
You can definitely tell with that foul off right there that he's picking up spin on this pitcher's off-speed stuff. Maybe expect a fastball on this next one.
Lofted in the air out toward right
I could
center.
definitely tag up on that thing.
Catch made out there in right center as the runner will tag from second. And he's up to third safely now with 2
Should have been
gone
a sack
in the
fly
inning.
RBI if I was. being smart.
The batter.
Oh, Jones went deep his first time, or his last time up,
Kobe.
first time with me.
Jones.
It's a turning point
It was just a
here.
regular swing, too,
Solo
wasn't it?
home run that was really one of the key
Expecting
at-bats
anything
of
out
the
of that.
ballgame to this point.
He really went off in my March to October last year for Detroit. I don't remember how he did this year in my first run, but I'm pretty sure he went
The
off
game close. Here's the pitch.
last year.
Hit to third. Ramirez is there. Throw to first in time.
Beat
And
that
the
out.
big inning.
Part of me wants to stick with
Last
Boyd,
half of
even though
the
he's in the
seventh
yellow, because
here.
I know they're going to
And
call a
next
rain
we
go.
delay.
For the
Threat
Indians.
I don't want to waste an arm
outfielder
on
center
an at-bat. You know,
in
if
the
they
air
call
on the
that for
right
this
field
at-bat.
line.
Matter.
But
Knowing my luck, though,
wind
if I
up
don't
being
pull
a
Boyd,
foul
then they
ball.
will not call the game. But if I do pull him, they will literally call the game the first out after.
Good breaking ball right there. Good hard slider. The count now 0-2. He's getting deep into the outing, but his slider's still staying
Nice.
He's
sharp.
out.
He doesn't look at all like he's starting to tire. He looks as good now as he did early on in the game.
There it is.
Number
This
55.
one is going to be
Roberto.
delayed as the crew chief has made the call to
Perez.
suspend action.
You know, Matt, I just get the feeling this isn't going to be very
Even if it's not going to
long
last long,
delay. We
he's
do
already
have
in the
some
yellow, so
clearing
I got to
skies,
pull
so
him.
I think both of these guys possibly will go back
I'm going
out.
to Cisnero here.
Your
The rain
attention,
is
please.
finally past us
Now
as we
pitching
welcome
for
you
the
back.
Tigers.
Jose Cisneros
Number
will be the
67.
Okay, I don't like
pitcher
that.
on the mound
Jose.
after the delay.
I like
as
his
we are ready
animation,
for
but I
more
don't like
baseball.
that.
But that'll hit off the wall in left center. The relay not in
He's
time,
dead.
and he's in
Look
there
how
with a
long that
double.
throw took to get in.
That's what you call it.
The batter, number 7.
Second
Second baseman,
scoring position.
Jason
and the tying run to the plate.
I don't like
Hernandez.
how
What they
hard
do
a
with the
contact
base
you're giving up
open
right
air.
now.
This one's getting interesting.
Swing, and he puts a charge into this one.
Wow,
High
Jose
and
Cisnero,
deep,
okay.
and you
That's a great
can't
first impression.
forget about it. This
And
ball is
I'm not using
gone.
him ever again. This is your last batter. So enjoy it while you can. I'll go to a 51
Third
overall.
baseman.
You could see that
Okay.
it was 50-50 if it was going to stay
Ramirez.
there. But somehow he wills it just enough until clank. It hits
All
off the
three of the
foul.
contacts made, there was a foul ball mixed in there between the double and the home run, were loud
And it's fouled
contact.
away.
He
So
got a
you can
mistake
enjoy
right there,
getting
but
this
missed
out.
it. Can't foul that pitch off in a big spot. 0-2
Maybe.
count. Peter caught too much of the zone.
Enjoy throwing these pitches, because this is the last time
Nothing
I
in
will
the
use you.
pitch.
Hard liner, but picked up on a hop.
And there's out number 2.
I'm not even
Now
going to give you
Stepping
the
into
chance
the
to
box,
finish
shortstop.
this. I'm going right to this guy, even though he's not even
Francisco.
working.
On a 1 for 3 thus
Lindor.
far.
I recognize that
Attention,
stance from
please.
somewhere.
Over pitching duty.
Now
We're
pitching
going to get
for
that
Detroit.
final out now.
I mean,
here in
that
the
Number
motion.
70.
Stewart
Tyler
is going to have room out there as he
Alexander.
puts this.
It's like Cesar
Dominic
Hernandez
Leone
took you fucking
is out
deep,
from
too.
the
Like, that's just
bullpen now
pathetic.
as he'll make his first appearance
Leading
here
off
on
for
the
the Tigers, the right fielder, Cameron
Maben now.
Maben.
Lined out in
Cameron
his
Maben's
last
been a
trip,
journeyman.
so looking for better
I'm pretty sure he's been in
fortune
Detroit once before. I'm pretty sure he's also been in Seattle. Sometimes I do get him mistaken for
Now
Mike
batting.
Cameron.
So
The
digging
I
shortstop.
in
feel bad
now,
about that.
Nico Goodrum.
Like Cameron Maben, Mike Cameron.
Ground ball
You know what I mean?
last time up. First offering on its way.
Pretty sure Mike
Swing and
Cameron
a
played for the
liner.
Red Sox at one point.
That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit.
Goodrum's got a little bit of speed to him.
You think there's any justice in the game? Watch this.
Up next for the Tigers,
Come on, Miggs.
the designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Lined into left center.
Drop in. Son of a
He'll lay out
bitch.
to make a
I don't think Domingo Santana
spectacular
makes that catch. That's bullshit.
Wow. Here's
Now
CJ
batting.
Cron now.
The
It
first
was
baseman,
a flyout for him in his
CJ
last trip.
Cron.
Come on, Crony.
First pitch on its way. Swing high.
That looked like a
drive,
good
left
swing.
field and
I just don't
deep.
think it's gonna get
Back
out.
onto the
Oh, it is.
fielder.
But
It's
Crone.
gone. They've taken the lead in the eighth.
Third home run of the game
Great
for the
piece
Tigers.
of clutch hitting right there to give his boys the lead. Gonna
I didn't
put a
know
lot
if that was
of
gonna have enough
pressure
on it.
Opposition to have to score with only 6 outs to go.
The batter,
Jonathan
number 8,
Scope will stand
second
in and
baseman,
try it again already
Jonathan
with one home run of the ball
Scope.
game.
And on cue,
here
he'll have an
it
extra
was,
base hit.
back in the 7th inning. Solo
Or him and Crone go back to back.
quite a spark for
All
these
right,
guys.
cool.
Gone.
Second home run of the game for Jonathan Scope.
Back-to-back jacks on back-to-back pitches. Jonathan Scope with a solo shot. His second
See,
of the
that's
game.
what I want on beginners.
Just
Just
like
a
that,
lot of
it's now
dingers. I don't give a
5-3
shit
ball
about close games
Now
and realism.
Enters the ball
Being
game out of
realistic.
10, looking
Number
for the
I just want
final out here in
dingers.
the top of
I
I want no
number
doubters mainly, but I'll settle for
Make
no
some.
At
non-no-doubters.
the plate now, Jeimer Candelario.
I usually hit
He
Phil
lines it
Maton
hard
well.
to the
I'm
right
mad that
side,
I
but out
didn't
of
time
play.
that slider.
He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point.
Otherwise, that would have been 3 in a row. It's still going to be 3 in a row.
And crushes it. Oh my, there is no doubt about
Crone,
this one.
Scope, and
they've done it
Candelario.
again.
Back to back to back.
Home run. Fans are getting plenty of souvenirs
And that one
today.
was
That's the
crushed.
5th
And
ball
that's
we've
what I
seen
want on
clear the
beginner.
fence by just this one lineup alone.
Yeah, they're absolutely
What was the
not.
distance on that one? 416. And that ball was just hammered. Like that's very far back there. That's rows back. Come on, Kristen.
Up
Kristen.
next steps Kristen Stewart. And oh, that looked to catch him flush.
I didn't realize I was playing showdown mode.
But they'll get the out
Oh, I don't know, sir.
first
Ties go to the
anyway.
runner. It's in the umpire handbook. Read it sometime, Angel Hernandez.
Digging
leave this
in
guy
once
out there.
again, Carlos
Leading up
Santana.
for the
He was a
Indians.
ground-out victim last
Anything
time.
is better than
Line
Jose
to the
Cisnero.
right side.
Hello.
But a
And I mean
Fred
literally anything.
Anna.
I would throw Patrick Starr's pet snail from the snail race. It was a rock.
Got him.
Out on the mound before Cisnero again.
Now batting,
You
the
make a terrible first
designated
impression,
hitter,
that's what's gonna happen to you.
Ron
I'm
Mears.
upset.
really use a knock here. 0 for
Right
3 in
hand.
the game so far. Swung
He's
on.
actually pretty sure
0-1.
Fernand's worse against lefties.
Well, he's just
I
2
mean,
outs into his
no,
major
he's a
league
more
debut
well-rounded
on the
hitter, but his
mound,
power is
so
way higher
far,
than
he
his
doesn't
ratings.
seem nervous or like he's trying to do too much.
0-2 is the count.
That's easier said than done.
Got it. And that's the
Nice.
3rd time we've written a K next to his name.
I want to see what this kid's stretch looks like, because his delivery's a little funky, but I don't hate it.
Domingo
left
Santana,
fielder,
2-1
number
here in the
24.
I like the
eighth,
overhand.
and time's
Jumping
running out
go.
I
on
don't see
him.
too many
Yeah, they
overhand
don't
pitches
have a lot
nowadays.
of
It's always
stuff to
angled
work
in
with,
some
so it's
way.
time for someone to make some.
And the center
Or
fielder
just
is
straight up
under
like
it to
almost
make a
like
catch,
sidearm, like
and the
not like
inning is over.
submarine or anything like that, but like sidearm, like kind of Randy Johnson sidearm.
Next for the Tigers,
Leading
Austin
off for the
Romine
Tigers,
will be charged
the
with
catcher.
trying to get on
Or like
board,
a, you know,
leading
like
off the
a
ninth.
Romine.
Like at 2 or
Here's
10
the
o'clock
first pitch to him.
type thing.
Hit
Oh,
hard
Romine, you
down
gotta
the line.
crush that.
This is foul
There's still
for
Phil
the
Maton
first
on the
strike.
mound. Can Romine handle lefties? I swear I remember Romine being a decent enough hitter against one-handed
Skied into
pitching.
straightaway right.
Just don't remember which.
Low is there, 1 away.
Up next for the Tigers,
Jacoby
The center
Jones.
fielder.
The
I think
next
Jacoby
to hit.
Jones has the most
Jacoby
shocking home
retired
run out of
via
everyone
the
here.
ground
Crohn's
ball
had the most
last time
important.
up.
Scope had 2. Candelario had the best.
First offering on its way. High in the air
Jones is
out
the
to
most
center
shocking to me.
field.
He was also the first one.
Mercado is there now, and he has
Oscar.
it 2 gone.
The batter. The right
Digging
fielder.
in, Cameron
Cameron.
Maben. He comes into
Like
this
Cameron
appearance
Maben, I
in
feel
the
like was
midst of a
in
1
the
for
first
4
MLB
day.
The Show.
From the stretch. Fly ball out toward left center field.
Which, I mean, if someone came in as
Mercado
like a
is there,
rookie in
and it's a very
06,
quick inning as the
being
side
around in
is retired.
2020 is a pretty damn impressive thing.
All set for the bottom of the ninth.
Does this kid have like really good stamina? Oh, he does.
Leading up
Next,
for the
the
Indians.
dangerous
Oh, I want to give
power
someone else a
threat.
shot.
The right
What
fielder.
about Carson Fulmer.
Jordan.
Fulmer is out from the bullpen
Blue
now. He'll
blow.
get the call here
Your
on
attention,
opening
please.
day.
I
Now,
don't know how I feel about that.
Slicing foul.
That delivery.
number 60, Carson Fulmer.
I also don't
There
want
at
to face
the
Luke Blow with
knees,
a lefty
0-2
anyway, so I'm glad
now.
I pulled him. So Luke Blow can definitely handle lefties, just not so much righties.
Swing and a miss, and that'll get a groan from the home supporters here. One away. Ready with the
Now
first
batting.
pitch. Here it comes.
The center
Boy,
fielder.
there's the perfect pitch right there with a straight changeup. He hadn't
Mercado.
used it yet in this at bat, and what does he do? He uses it, pulls the string, and gets the big strikeout.
Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Bases are empty, one man out.
Ooh, that was
This one hard the other
great.
way.
That was a hanging changeup.
On to first, and they're an out away. 2 gone here in the ninth.
Now batting,
Striding in for
catcher.
the Indians.
Another guy who I'd rather
Roberto.
face with righties as
Comes
opposed
to
to
the
lefties.
plate.
Perez.
Chance
Even
for
if it
his
is
side.
beginner and this
2
shit
out here
really
in
doesn't
the
matter
ninth.
for the most part.
No balls and a strike
Anyways,
to count.
leave pitches in
Pulled
places.
high in the air out to left field.
And the Tigers are 1-0.
That's going to do it as the catch is made, and the Tigers move to 1-0 on the young season as this ball game is over.
Well, we emphasized earlier in the telecast what a lift it can be to win on opening day, but what do you really think this means, D-Row?
Well, for the winner, it's a huge confidence
Opening
boost,
day
Dan,
win,
no doubt.
momentum
But for the
spark.
loser, hey, it's just one game. You shake it off, remind yourself you're at the beginning of a long season, and you come out ready to play next time.
Leody Tavares. That's a name. Ew. Why are some people the way that they are? Alright, let's see if we can go 2-0 on the season. Ooh. First, I need to, whoops, set my lineup and rotation. Let's see. On the bench, we have Grayson Grenier, Dawel Lugo. Did he play for the Red Sox at one point? No. Why does that name ring a bell? Dawel Lugo. Jordy Mercer, who does ring a bell, and Victor Reyes. Okay. So, who's in center field? Jacoby Jones. I think I'd rather Victor Reyes. Then Victor can lead off. And then Cameron Maben can hit second. Okay, I'm thinking Reyes, Maben, and even then, Maben's not a bad hitter to have elsewhere in the lineup if I need it. Cabrera third, I suppose, is still a decent enough bat. But at the same time, I'm thinking maybe switching him and Scope. If I do Scope third, Crone fourth, Cabrera fifth. Well, actually, you know what? I might do... Oh, Nico Goodrum. That's where the rifle at short was coming from. Where's my backup shortstop? Jordy Mercer? No. Okay, I'm thinking of maybe switching Maben and Goodrum. But then I put Maben there. Stewart, Romine, Candelario. Yeah, I'll do that. Reyes, Goodrum, Scope, Crone, Cabrera, Maben. Is everyone where I want? Oh, I don't want Cameron Maben in right field, though. Hell no. I don't really know how I feel about Kristen Stewart's fielding ability either, but my options are Jacoby Jones or Nico Goodrum, but then I'd have to put Jordy Mercer in. Or Dawel Lugo. Maben cannot be in right field, that's for damn sure. Victor Reyes in center is fine, so I'm just gonna... Shit. So if I switch these two, then Stewart will take a secondary position hit and be just as bad as Maben. At least Maben can field, I guess. Yeah, I'll do that, I guess. Well, no, because Maben's a center fielder as well. Shit. If I move Goodrum, I'd have to put Scope at short. I would need one of my outfielders needs to be able to play the infield. That's the problem. Which Jacoby Jones could play third, but Candelario can only play third or first. Who's better fielder, Crone or Cabrera? Oh, definitely Crone. Okay. It sucks. Jordy Mercer wouldn't necessarily be a bad person to have in the lineup. But I would have to put him at short, Nico in the outfield, and then I got to decide who gets benched, Kristen Stewart or Cameron Maben. And Cameron Maben, well, he's been around the block for a while. Oh, he was in San Diego. No, he did start in Detroit. And then he was in San Diego. And then he was back in Detroit. And now he's in Detroit for a third time. Maben's not a bad hitter. And honestly, I feel like if it weren't for his arm, his overall would be a lot. He'd be closer to gold. Well, no, I think that's pretty fitting. And then like I could bench Kristen Stewart, but at the same time, I think what I'll do is for now have Kristen Stewart in left, see how he does. This is just righties with no DH, or with a DH. I still need to do the other three. I think I'll do Kristen Stewart in left field for now. And see how it goes. If things aren't going good, or if I'm noticing a big fielding issue, I will take Kristen Stewart out, put Jordy Mercer in short, Nico Goodrum would play right field, Cameron Maben would go to left, Victor Reyes would remain in center. So with all that being said, when there's no DH, unfortunately, I'm going to have Miguel Cabrera take the bench, which I'm fine with, really. But so I had Victor Reyes leading off, Goodrum second, Scope, Crone, I guess Maben, Stewart, Romine, Candelario. And then switch... No, not switching anyone. Against lefties with a DH. Now, this is where things get interesting. Jacoby Jones is still going to get pulled for Victor Reyes because he's a switch hitter. Reyes is still going to lead off. Nico Goodrum can still bat second, actually. That's fine. Miguel Cabrera, I might want to have... Actually, no. Miggy will still bat third. Crone fourth. Ooh. Nope, I got to switch him again. Scope third. Crone fourth. Miggy fifth. Or maybe... I'll do Miggy third for now. Nope. Scope, Crone, Miggy. And then against lefties, anyone's ball game. It looks like Romine might be our best bet. No. Candelario, Romine, Stewart, Maben. Maben will act like a second leadoff hitter. Now this is where things get interesting though, because like Jordy Mercer can handle lefties a little bit. My issue with Jordy Mercer mainly is the fact that he's 33 years old with deep potential, so I know he's not going to improve. No one else here can handle lefties. So if I were to platoon Mercer into there, I would stick with Goodrum and maybe ditch Maben. I really do not know. Well, I'm just gonna stick to my guns for now. Victor Reyes leads off. Goodrum second. Again, I need CJ Crone in the lineup instead of Miggy, so we'll do Scope, Crone. Who was after Crone? Miggy. So Candelario after that. Romine, Stewart, Maben, pitcher. Miggy on the bench. Yeah, that sucks that Cabrera's going to ride the bench. He could play third base, which would put him in place of Candelario. But his fielding is already not good. To take a secondary hit, and with no speed either. That's tough. That is tough, because I can't move Crone anywhere else. So Miggy's got to ride the bench. That's the only that's the unfortunate fact of life. Pitching rotation: Matthew Boyd, Daniel Norris, Spencer Turnbull, Michael Fulmer, Ivan Nova. Bullpen: Joe Jimenez, Brian Garcia, Buck Farmer. I guess I'll put Ronnie Garcia here instead of Brian Garcia. And then I'm definitely going to go to trade management. And first of all, just go with that mainly. And I guess that team needs. I won't even do that because I wouldn't hate. Who do I have that should be on the main roster but isn't? Xiao Ching Chang. That sounds like a fake name. Is deep potential. This 26 years old, but he's 78 overall. Never heard of him before. So I'm a little pissed he's not on the main roster. Will Cortas is an 18-year-old closer who's already 71 overall with deep potential. That's weird. Jorge Bonifacio is like Kristen Stewart but can field better, so I wouldn't hate having him called up, so I'll untouchable him, I guess. Tariq Skubal, 23-year-old starting pitcher with A potential. Casey Mizet is a 22-year-old with A potential, but he's like a top prospect. So I'm gonna put him there actually. Jake Rogers should be on the team instead of Grayson Grenier, I think. Harold Castro, super utility, can play first, second, third, short, left, center, right, but he doesn't really have much to the bat. Cole Peter, Jordan Zimmerman. Oh, he probably opted out. Matt Manning, A potential. Nice, Isaac Paredes. Okay, so I guess I'll do just those two, and then like Boyd and Scope. Oh. Bonifacio actually I can take down because I know no one's going to ask for him. I'll put Crone up there. Players to shop, I guess, will be you, but not you. Although I guess actually no, I'll take him down too. You, because I don't see him getting called up this year. Is that it for A potential? Because that's pretty shitty if it is. Oh, here we go. Riley Green. Oh, that ain't good. Let's go back up to the top. We're almost at the top. I guess I'll put you up, but I want you to come up. I guess you, since he's 18 years old and 71 overall already. We'll see how that goes, I guess. Although with that overall, I would hate him being already in my team. Alright, we're up 2. Bottom of the 8th. Buck Farmer on the mound. Facing Jordan Luplow with Bradley Zimmer and Greg Allen on base.
Heidi, put this one into context for us.
Well, this team got a big opening day win yesterday, and they're looking to double down on that momentum by making it 2 straight to start the season. But the guys in the opposing dugout have other plans. We have got 2 teams trying to get their young seasons off to a strong start, and this game is mounting towards an exciting finish.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks. Now at the plate,
Oh,
Jordan
sack
Luplow.
bunt.
He looks
Now
to bounce
batting.
back after
The right
striking out
fielder.
his last time up.
Joe
Oh.
Attempt here as he gets
From a
the
sack
ball
bunt to a
down.
double play.
And they get the
Gorgeous.
double play.
They traded getting a runner to third for 2 outs.
The center fielder, number
Now at the plate,
35.
Oscar Mercado.
That was
Lifetime
beautiful,
versus
Buck
this
Farmer.
pitcher.
Oh,
He's
once
on
again.
no balls
So
and
you're
one
not out of the
strike.
woods yet.
Ball 1.
And he lays off for ball 1.
But
Now,
now
1
all
and
you
1.
don't have to worry about, just don't give up a home run,
In
and you
for
can
a
just
strike, and
keep
he
the
jumps
lead,
ahead
even if
1
you go
and 2
back.
now. Zimmer on third with 2 outs.
Buck Farmer, that was
Swing and a
fucking
miss, and that
beautiful.
ends the inning.
Oh, it brings a tear to your eye. Oh, that's just my
All set
allergies
to
being
start the
terrible.
9th in this one.
Up for the
And
Tigers.
stepping up as the shortstop,
shortstop.
Nico Goodrum.
Nico.
Looking for
comes the
good
first
progression
pitch.
from these guys.
Yanked on the ground down
Ah,
the line.
fuck Nico.
Gloved by
Got
Santana.
it.
60 power,
And he'll
Phil
step on
Maton,
first for
and a
the out,
hanging
3
slider.
unassisted.
That
Now
is just
batting.
every
The
possible
Bring up
hitter.
the veteran
part I need
Miguel
to formula
Cabrera.
of a home
Cabrera.
run. Come on, Miggy.
Here's the first pitch to him. Heading out
Damn.
towards shallow right.
That's
Right
not gonna
fielder
drop. He's
coming
running.
on. He tracks it down and makes the play to
Or like he
record
wasn't
the
ranked before,
second
so that's what I
out.
meant.
Up next for the Tigers. The first
Here's
baseman.
C.J. Cron now.
CJ
0 for 4 with a
Crony.
strikeout thus far. He's set. Here it comes. Hits it high and deep out to center field.
Yeah, he's
Center
there.
fielder going back.
Oh
See
no,
ya
he did the
later,
misdirection and actually
over
got
the
out. I'll be damned.
wall, a home
C.J.
run.
Cron with his second home run of the year. 3-run lead.
A solo home run for C.J. Cron. Second home run
Jonathan
early
Scope has a
in the
home run in
year.
this one.
batter
3 home
now.
runs already on the
7-4.
season for Jonathan
Second
Scope.
Jonathan.
Here's Jonathan Scope
Go.
now. And a first
Damn,
pitch
those ain't on
swing.
the
He gets a
hands.
fly ball to left center. Long run for the center
He at least got the
fielder.
hands in, but
He's
just
there to
not
track
good
it down.
enough. Okay.
Now in the box, Roberto
Joe
Perez.
Jimenez.
Leading off
Hitless
for
in
the
his 2
Indians,
at-bats so far.
the catcher,
Joe Jimenez.
Roberto.
Comes out of the bullpen
On a
to
line,
shut things
nice.
down here in the
Perez.
ninth. But right there to glove it is the shortstop for the first out.
Joe Jimenez
Here it
was
comes.
great for me in my run,
The
in my
batter,
actual
number
run
7.
for this team.
Second
Reined
baseman.
in.
Jason.
Close, but 2
Hernandez.
pitches, 2 outs for
Down
Joe
to the
Jimenez.
final out.
Let's see if we can get Jose Ramirez on a pitch.
Comes
The
set.
batter.
Here's the nothing
Third
pitch.
baseman.
Oh,
Turned on that
Houseman.
one and crushed it. Just
Rob
pulled it a little
Perez.
foul. Weak grounder back to the mound.
how about a 4-pitch save for
Oh,
Joe
he's out.
Jimenez
First, and the ball game is over.
and a 7-4 win for the Tigers. 2-0 on the
this is
season.
definitely the kind of start these fans were hoping for. 2-0. Can you
Keep
imagine
building
what a
momentum.
charge it would give this franchise if they could go on to sweep this opening series?
How great would that be, Jordan? It would definitely turn some heads around the league, particularly in this division. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's game.
I don't know why, but you're probably you need to take a nap, and then when they wake up from their nap, I take the same movie and put it in English, and I think that they're all better.
6-0 to start the season before that first loss.
Sometimes I like to turn on movies that are in Spanish. My kids look at me all confused and wonder why they can't understand it, and I say, well, I don't know why, but you're probably just tired and you need to take a nap. And then when they wake up from their nap, I take the same movie and put it in English, and they think that they're all better.
I kind of want to do that to my little cousins. That's hilarious.
Smacked it deep right field. Back in. Jose sends a high.
Jose Ramirez hit a home run from both sides of the plate tonight. MLB posted it on their Instagram page. He commented on it with some eyeball emojis. What's this?
Digging in now for Kansas City.
The batter,
Mickey Lopez.
number 1.
He's
So Fortnite added cars and music.
Second baseman,
looking for more here.
Nicky
Lifted down the
Lopez.
line and left.
I'll probably
And
do this
they
one
can't
because it was
run
a
it
quick
down.
one. Assuming I can get this
Both
out.
teams with an even 10 hits in the ballgame. Behind 0-2 now. Action in that
Nicky
KC
Lopez
pen
ain't
now as a
nothing to
right-hander's
fuck
beginning
with.
to loosen up. Out in front of
Other
that
than,
one,
I know he's
but
got
he
good
stays
speed,
alive,
right?
and we'll do it
Nicky
again on
Lopez, can I
0-2.
fucking yeah, decent speed.
Drops a changeup
Nice.
on him.
Buck
Strike
Farmer's
three
just
called, and a great pitch there to retire.
Punching off of ropes constantly. Can't even drop
Stepping
it.
in and
Oops,
ready
wrong
for
button.
another shot. Nico Goodrum.
Leading off
Joe
the
Jimenez
strike
warming
Things
up
off in the
The
top of the
shortstop
ninth as they look
against
for a lead.
Ronald Bolanos.
He's ready.
Some
Here's
of these
the
names
first
sound
offering.
fake.
High fly ball out to straightaway center. Merrifield is there. One quick out to start inning number 9.
Okay.
Now batting, the second baseman.
That'll bring up Jonathan
Jonathan
Scope.
Jonathan
1
Scope
for
with
2
4
on those
dingers
lines so
early
far in
on.
the game. This is hit high and deep out
That's not
to
going to
left.
get out, but that's going to be an extra base
Picking up
hit.
is Gordon.
I'll be
Gone!
damned, it got out. 5th home run of the year for Jonathan Scope early on.
We've seen these guys go deep 3 times so
Is
far.
Jonathan Scope going to be the Didi Gregorius
Yeah,
of this
Dan,
team?
this doesn't make sense.
Didi had
It's
such a
absolutely
Herculean
freezing outside.
run.
The last place you want to be
Now
is in the
batting.
batter's
Ruthian
box.
run
This
The first baseman.
in the
offensive
first
team
half
is
of my
driving
Phillies
balls out
run,
of the
in
yard.
their actual
Whoa.
run.
Crazy about the game of baseball, D-Bro. You would think
Swing, and this is also hit well. Out to deep center.
Oh, I was hoping that was going to get out.
Oh,
Crone
he
and Scope
missed
have a nice little home run
run
chase
by a
between each
matter
other.
of feet. It's
We'll
off
take a
the
stand-up
wall.
double for CJ
And he'll
Crone.
pull into second with his 4th hit of the ball game.
wow, when you're swinging the bat like he
Now
is,
batting,
you want the game
the
to go to
designated
extra
hitter.
so you can get some more
Miggy's
go.
got 2 homers already,
That's
too.
a
That's
rare
nice.
hit of the
Your
game.
Homered in
attention, please.
2020,
Just keeps
16
getting
years.
Now
better
pitching
and
for
better.
the Royals,
Almost hit
Or
that
17
one
years
out
into
of
the
here.
big, sorry.
Take a double anytime.
EA
Oh, and he has some trouble with it.
Kennedy.
And this will score the run
RBI
from
single for
second to
Miggy.
make this a
Non-save
7-3
situation
game
now. And now I got to think about going to
Hey,
someone
that's what
besides
you
Now
Joe
try to do
Jimenez.
as an offense.
The
You
right
get a
fielder.
4-run
Like,
lead, grand slam ahead,
Young.
Dan,
Like,
but your
maybe
former
so- no.
foes are warming up when you see
So
a
Brian
3-run
Garcia
lead,
offer.
and then your offense
Jacoby
gets
Jones
it
in the
to
lineup
4,
again.
You know that save situation's gone out the
He's
window.
got a homer in this
Don't
one.
tell me that didn't hurt.
Oh, it does hurt. Oh, it does because
Oh, I didn't think that
And
was
he'll
going to. I thought
lay
that was
out
going to
to
drop.
make a
They're going to get Miggy. Yep.
spectacular catch.
Fuck
Got
me.
him.
Wow. On to first.
Oh, well.
Bottom of the inning now.
we'll
And
go to
standing
Garcia
in
here.
Leading up
outfielder,
for the
Whit
Royals,
Merrifield.
the center
On the
fielder.
stretch, here's the
Nice,
pitch.
quick motions. That's what I like. Smooth
Merrifield.
and quick.
Here it comes.
They don't always have to be
Hit
quick
the other
necessarily,
way
but
out toward
smooth,
right
yes.
field. Long
And just
run
nice
for the right
looking at
fielder,
least. Like,
and he tracks it down. Nice
I'd say like a
play
guy
for
like
the
Max
first
Scherzer
out.
isn't
The
necessarily
batter,
quick, but I like
number
it. Smooth.
27.
And it's realistic. That's the other
And
thing. If
he
you're
fouls this one
keep
off.
it realistic. If it's realistic, I don't care how slow it is. I'm gonna like it. Like David Price.
0-1.
It's slow. It's very
Ball
hammered.
Strike, and now it's 0-2. One out, nobody on.
Aye.
Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
Well, we've seen
Now
some
batting.
really
Look at the
good
big boy,
pitching
though.
from these
Designated
guys
hitter.
in this one. The bullpen has
Jorge.
looked sharp and have backed up a nice
Go
effort
left.
by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
Ooh.
It's a high fly ball headed for the left field corner. If it stays fair, it's gone. And foul, though it had the home
Nice.
run
That'll
distance.
do it. It's a win.
Swing and a
Time is
miss.
it now?
He struck him
350.
out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is
I think
over.
that very well may do it, unless I get a very easy, quick situation to do. Oh wait, it's New Music Friday. It has been for almost 4 hours. Guessing that when Major came out, I would have heard about it by now. Why do I get the feeling this Darius Rucker song called Beers and Sunshine is going to be everywhere? Ooh, Juice WRLD in the Weekend. Hello. Okay, I know that's not, like... Ooh, Joji and Diplo. Okay, I know it's not a part of Juice's first post-death album, but I'm probably going to lump it in there because it shit sounded good. Let's see what we got here on the hip-hop and rap. Oh my god, DaBaby with another album. Oh, Blame It on DaBaby Deluxe. I'm sick of this guy. I don't really care for him. Sounds like he doesn't really have the best flow. Cardi B featuring Megan Thee Stallion. Oh, that's going to be awful. I can already tell. Not even, nope. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything significant. I'll only do this player boost because player boosts are usually quick.
So bases are empty here with
Ooh,
Batting
against the
center.
lefty, which Candelario is
The
actually
third
better
baseman.
against.
Jamer
Patrick Sandoval.
Candelario.
First pitch of the at-bat
Sounds like a name
on its
generator.
way. High
Damn, I
in
should've
the air
power
into
swung.
shallow left center. Upton on the move. He's there to make the play, and that'll retire the side. So 2 on with 2 away.
Pujols? It is.
Now
Standing
batting.
Pujols
in
is off to a
the
pretty
first
good
base,
start.
Albert
Albert.
You know, you give him a 9-month rest,
Pujols.
and the machine proving he's still a
Down
machine.
the third. He's got it.
But he can't run.
And a bit
He's
of a high
out.
throw that
That's
time,
one
but
thing
not
that
much
Father
follow.
Time will get to you on. Some dudes can still hit when they're old. Poppy, David Ortiz was
The
a
next
perfect
batter,
example.
Jamer
Now
What,
batting.
39 years
Third
old,
baseman.
announces his final
Jamer
year, and then has the greatest final season of all time.
Candelario.
Oh, and a
0-1's
hearty
the
cut
count.
there to begin
Statistically,
the
it is the
at-bat.
greatest final
Nothing
season of
to
all
one.
time. To this point.
I don't mind the
I believe.
aggressiveness right there. He was definitely trying to get the head to a fastball. He pulled the string on that one.
I know he led the
He's gonna have to
AL
stay back a little bit longer.
in... He was in the top
Just
10 in
one
home
hit
runs.
apiece
He
for
led
both
the
of these
AL in
clubs.
RBIs. And I think he was in the top 10 for batting average, too. Like, he was a
Popped him up.
legitimate, like, he should have been in the top 10 for
Castro
MVP that year
over
if he
to his
wasn't.
left.
Let me take a
makes
look
the
here real
play,
quick.
and
That's a
that'll
bullshit
end
pop
the
out,
inning.
too. I'm pissed off about that.
3 up, 3 down for Detroit.
Let me take a look at the
Through 4,
stats.
still tied, nothing.
Regular season. 2016. American League. In 2016, David Ortiz was tied for 5th for highest average. Jose Altuve was 1st. Mookie Betts and Dustin Pedroia, 2 Red Sox players at the time, tied for 2nd. Miguel Cabrera, 4th or 3rd, depending on how you look at it. Mike Trout just below him, and David Ortiz was tied with Mike Trout. So Ortiz in the top 5 for batting average. Or top 4. He had the 4th highest average. In home runs, David Ortiz was 8th. Or again, because of ties, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had the 6th most home runs. But he's tied for 8th as this works. He had 38. Mark Trumbo, who led the league, had 47. Ortiz was tied with Chris Davis and Miguel Cabrera. and did better than Mike Trout, who was the MVP that year. So far, David Ortiz, compared to MVP of that season, Mike Trout, had the same batting average. David Ortiz had more home runs. How many did Trout have? Mookie Betts also had more home runs. Mookie had 31. Mike Trout only had 29. RBIs. There was a tie for first. Edwin Encarnacion had 127. Tied for first with him was David Ortiz with 127. So Ortiz, literally top 10 in the Triple Crown categories. Top 5, realistically. Also, again, more RBIs than Mike Trout, who was the MVP that year. Mike Trout had 100 even. Ortiz had 27 more than him. Then things start to get a little bit more complicated when you look at the fact that Mike Trout had 30 stolen bases. David Ortiz, nowhere near that on the list. Runs scored, Mike Trout was first at 123. Just one more run scored than Mookie Betts. David Ortiz was not anywhere to be seen on this list. He's 38th. On base percentage, Mike Trout led with 441. David Ortiz was third at 401. Slugging percentage, David Ortiz, first, 620. Second was Miguel Cabrera, 563. So a little bit of a large margin there. So OPS goes to David Ortiz, the only one in the AL to have an OPS above 1. His OPS was 1.021. Mike Trout's second place at 991. Hits. Mike Trout had 4 more hits than David Ortiz, but Mike Trout was 16th, Ortiz 18th. Doubles. David Ortiz, 48 doubles. Mike Trout led the league in walks at 116, but even with that, Ortiz still had a higher OPS. How many games did Mike Trout play? And that he played 159. So Mike Trout only missed 3 games that year too. David Ortiz, on the other hand, missed 11. So if Ortiz played those 11 games, I think he cracks 40 home runs. His average stays about the same. And his RBIs, he probably takes the lead at that point. No, he definitely takes the lead. Where was he in the hits category? And he would have passed Trout. I think David Ortiz should have won the MVP in 2016. Holy shit, I never realized that. I made the case that Mookie Betts got robbed. I think David Ortiz got robbed even harder. He doesn't play defense, though. That ball's not gone. The runner would be moving. Oh, way to hold me to a single there, whoever's in front of me.
Nice job to get the ball in quickly.
I think when it comes to MVP, most people obviously just look at the big offensive numbers. So, if that's the case, David Ortiz was much better than Mike Trout. And then, on top of that, if you don't look at just the big offensive numbers, if you want to look at, the defense and everything else, mixed with the offense, I think Mookie Betts should have won MVP over Mike Trout. I think Mike Trout is a little bit overrated in the sense that he deserves his MVPs. He deserves to be considered or looked at or guaranteed to be. Nice. Mike Trout is without a doubt the best player in baseball right now. And he has been for a while. There's no doubt in my mind about that statement. Consistently, for the last pretty much decade almost now, he has been, nobody has been on that level as him. But when you look at the individual years, I'm almost positive. I'm gonna look at I know in 2015 Josh Donaldson won the MVP and people were not happy about that. So I want to take a look at the stats there, and I'm gonna get off of this because now I'm ranting. But 2015 regular season batting AL.
I look forward to seeing some more of the same
batting average.
And I know they do as well.
Josh Donaldson hit 297, Mike Trout hit 299. Both were in the top 10. Home runs. Josh Donaldson and Mike Trout tied 41 apiece. RBIs. Josh Donaldson led the league with 123. Mike Trout 14th with 90. I want to point out David Ortiz at 108, but that's besides the point. Stolen bases. Obviously, Mike Trout's probably going to beat Donaldson in this category, but Mike Trout did not really have that good of a year stolen base-wise. He only had 11. Runs. Josh Donaldson led the league with 122. Mike Trout, third place, 104. On base percentage, Mike Trout second at 402. Miguel Cabrera, 440, led the league. Josh Donaldson, 371. Slugging percentage, Mike Trout, 590. Donaldson second, 568. OPS, Mike Trout led the league, 991. Donaldson third at 939. Why did Josh Donaldson win MVP? Is there a way to compare stats easier? Like, hold on. MLB player stat comparison. Here we go. Well, there's Baseball Savant too, but I'm going to try this. Enter first player. Josh Donaldson. Yeah. Second player, Mike Trout. Okay. I don't want their 2020 stats though. I want their I can only do them on this website at least for the current year. Player comparison tool. Let's try this. Search player by last name. Donaldson. Search player by last name. Trout. This is their 2019 season. Can I? Oh, here we go. 2015. So Donaldson's on top, Trout's on bottom. Nope, I gotta do both 2015. Okay. There we go. Okay. Donaldson had 11 more hits than Trout. Oops. Why would this slide more? Donaldson had more hits, more doubles, one less home run. That's all this is going to show. I can't see. What the fuck? Why is there no good fucking compare? Okay, here we go. Sports reference. Let's try this. What the fuck? Okay, let's try that. So Mike Trout came up. Page not found. Never mind. What the fuck? I just want to... Maybe ESPN.com? Mike Trout. Search. What website cannot be found? Here we go. Let's do this. Mike Trout. Enter. Batter comparison. Player 2, Josh Donaldson. Get results. Now I need to change Trout to 2015. Okay, I think I finally got it. 2015. Get results. Nope, now it's doing Donaldson's whole... Fuck me. Okay. 2015 to 2015. Nope, to 2015. 2015 to 2015. Get results. I think now I've got it. Here we go. Okay. Standard Standard stats here. Trout's on top, Donaldson's on bottom. So Donaldson had more hits, more doubles, and this says they had the same amount of home runs, but MLB app says Donaldson had one less. Donaldson has more RBIs. Trout had the higher OPS, higher slugging, higher on-base percentage, higher batting average, and the higher OPS plus, whatever that means. Value. I don't know what a lot of these mean, but Mike Trout put up a WAR of 9.6. Donaldson put up 7.1. Advanced BABIP, BABIP. I know that's something significant. Trout had a higher one. Win probability. Donaldson had a higher WPA plus. Win I don't know what that means. Glossary. WPA plus. Win probability added. So sum of positive events for the batter. Donaldson had a higher one by 2.0. And a higher clutch factor than Trout, apparently. Ratio. Situational pitches. Postseason, Trout didn't make it, Donaldson did. So maybe it's because Donaldson made the playoffs and Trout didn't. So now I'm going to try something different. I'm going to do Mike Trout in 2016. David Ortiz in 2016. And Mookie Betts in 2016. Get results. Why is it only giving me Trout and Mookie but not David Ortiz? What the fuck? 2016 to 2016. 2016 to 2016. Mookie Betts, 2016 to 2016. Get results. It's only giving me Trout and Betts. Can I only do 2 players at once? Fine, I'll only do 2 players then. I don't know why. Oh, here we go. Compare single seasons. Mike Trout, 2016. David Ortiz, 2016. I'll take Mookie Betts off the list. Get results. Looking at Trout versus Ortiz in the standard category, David Ortiz in less plate appearances than Mike Trout and in less games played. Scored a lot less runs, only had 4 less hits, 16 more doubles, 9 more home runs, 27 more RBIs, 28 less stolen bases, but whatever. Tied for batting average. Trout had the higher on base percentage because of his walks. Ortiz had the higher slugging percentage and the higher OPS by a pretty large margin. Trout did have the higher OPS plus. In value, Ortiz only put up a WAR of 3.0 because it's a DH. Oh no, that's the wrong one. 5.2. Trout put up a 10.5. I don't know. To me, I think David Ortiz still should have won the MVP over Mike Trout in that situation. Let's take away David Ortiz. I'll type in Mookie Betts. Get results. Standard stats. Mookie Betts played 1 less game than Mike Trout, but had about 49 more plate appearances than Mike Trout. Over 100 more at-bats. Mookie had, 41 more hits than Trout, 10 more doubles, the same amount of triples, 2 more home runs, 13 more RBIs, 4 less stolen bases, a lot less walks, but a lot less strikeouts, a higher batting average, a lower on-base percentage, lower slugging, lower OPS plus. Trout put up a WAR of 10.5, Mookie put up a WAR of 9.5. I don't know, again, but looking at the standard stats, I think Mookie Betts deserves it more than Mike Trout did. But I look at it like this. In 2016, if you take David Ortiz out of the equation, I think David Ortiz deserves it now that I think about it, but if you take him out of the equation, the obvious choice for MVP is one of Mike Trout or Mookie Betts. It is one or the other. No doubt. You cannot deny that. It is one or the other. If you look at the standard stats, Mookie had a better year. He had more home runs, more RBIs, higher batting average, less strikeouts. The only reason his OPS was, his on-base percentage was lower because of the amount of walks that Trout got compared to Mookie. Mookie was a leadoff guy. Mookie also had a 20-20. Yeah, Trout also had a 20-20. Neither one had a 30-30. But when you look at the WAR, even though I would argue Mike Trout's a good defender, do not get me wrong. Where's his Gold Gloves, though? There are better center fielders than Mike Trout. That's a high bar. There are not a lot of better center fielders than Mike Trout, but there are better center fielders. There are not better right fielders than Mookie Betts. In a difficult-to-play right field at that, in Fenway Park. So with that in mind, I think Mookie Betts deserved the MVP in 2016. But Trout put up a higher WAR, 10.5. So, if you want to make the argument Trout put up a higher WAR and that's the be-all end-all stat, fine, so be it. You give Mike Trout the MVP in 2016. But if you are going to say that, by that logic, in 2018, you cannot say that Mike Trout was robbed of the MVP. Take a look at the 2018 Mike Trout Mookie Betts stats right here. Mookie played 4 less games than Trout, but he had 6 more plate appearances and about 50 more at-bats, 49 more at-bats. Mookie had 33 more hits than Trout, 28 more runs scored than Trout, 23 more doubles, 1 more triple, 7 less home runs but 1 more RBI, 6 more stolen bases, a 30-30 for Mookie. Trout only had a 20-20. Less walks than Trout, but also less strikeouts. A much higher batting average. Trout batted .312, Mookie .346. He led the league. That's the batting title. Both of them put an OPS of over 1 up on the board. Trout 1.088, Mookie 1.078. OPS plus of 198 for Trout, 186 for Mookie. But when you look at the WAR, Trout put up a 10.2, Mookie put up a 10.6, literally giving him a higher WAR in 2018 than Mike Trout ever had in his best year. Mookie's WAR that season in 2018, 10.6, was in the top 24 all time for WAR, which is like the cutoff for whatever reason, not 25. So, even though I would argue, looking at the standard stats, that maybe Trout deserved it a little bit more than Mookie. Oh, actually, it's pretty close there. But either way, if you're going to narrow it down to WAR, then Trout got it in 2016 because he had a higher WAR, and that's fine. He deserved it when you look at WAR. Standard stats, I would say Mookie deserves it, but whatever, that's fine. 2018, though, if you're going to look at the standard stats, it's kind of a toss-up. Maybe Trout deserves it. Maybe Mookie deserves it, but if you're going to, again, come down to WAR and have it be the WAR being the be-all, end-all, who's got the highest WAR, they win MVP. Mookie Betts deserved it in 2018, and he won it. So maybe Mookie deserves 2 MVPs, I don't know, but at the end of the day, he got one when he at least, for sure, deserves 1, and that's that. So now that my 20-minute rant is over, and David Ortiz got robbed in 2006 as well. Don't get me started on that. Fuck Justin Morneau. Honestly, you got off to a hot start so far. I know it's early. We're barely 20 games into the season. Some teams have only played 20 games. But looking at it, Indians kind of starting out a little cold. Both teams, I mean, obviously they're going to turn it around, but they're under 500. The Mariners starting off hot. That's a little unexpected. The Astros starting off not so hot. The Braves starting off ice cold, like worse than the Marlins. Mets starting off hot. So nothing too surprising here at all, other than obviously what I'm doing. I'm out of here. I'll be back eventually.